Welcome back to the Gaming Source Network, your number one source for all things gaming. Sometimes I just let that song play a little longer because it's such a good song, you guys. That's my jam. That's my jam right there. So sometimes I just let that go for a while. This is the GSN Round Table, episode 62. My name is Avery, and we've got a great show for you tonight, so let's get to it. With me, as always, we have the archaeologist that braved the gaming tombs and unearthed Stadia source, GeForce Now source in the Gaming Source Network. It's our editor-in-chief, Mr. Dan Wheeler.
How's it going, everybody? I always wonder what you're going to come out with next. It always intrigues me.
In the box below him, we've got our solid rock, our foundation, one of the awesome members of the creative content team. It's Rock.
Good day. Yeah, you see, I've always seen Dan as the kind of Raiders of the Lost Ark looking kind of fella. Because let's be honest, where the hell has Ark gone? It is lost.
I'll find it.
Oh, what a segue. See that, Kai? That, my friend, is why they pay me the big bucks.
That is it right there. And I also realized I don't even have like my lights on, so y'all can't even see me. I'm sitting in the dark. What is up with me tonight? You know what, you guys, though? I usually like to have at least 5 folks on the panel. And we'll introduce our guest in just a second, but I think there's somebody else that I need to go ahead and add in here. What do you think? I'm going to just hit this button over here and welcome Brenton, aka
Yo, what's up, guys?
Hello.
Nice to meet everybody.
So those of you who may not know our amazing friend Brendan here, he makes some pretty darn awesome video content for the web. Deep dives on video games and history and like promos for esports teams and all this crazy stuff. And we around here at the Gaming Source Network were thinking, that's the kind of stuff we're into. Awesome video content about video games. And so we just brought on Bat Pixie to help make a few cool things for the GSN. Welcome to the GSN team, Bat Pixie.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Avery, Dan, Rock, BlacKai. Nice to meet everybody. I am camera shy, so I'm extremely nervous right now. If you've seen any of my content, I try to stay away from Streamlabs. So sorry, I'm getting so confused. I'm looking at the camera and it's like looking into the void, and it just
that is how we all feel.
I actually stuck a picture of my best friend, like a cutout on top of the camera to make it feel like I was talking to someone once.
I wish I had one.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I should get
a best friend or a best friend.
A friend.
Oh, we're all friends here.
And just sitting here going, "You're gonna get to me at any point." I absolutely am. But before we do that. No, actually, that's literally the next thing I have to say. You may know our special guest tonight as one of the hosts who bring you an unfiltered look at the world of cloud gaming on Cloud Gaming Unfiltered. It's Kai. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
There it is.
There it is.
Already popping it up.
What's up?
You've got a brown bag for that.
I am doing very, very good tonight, gentlemen.
What is in the can tonight, Kai?
It's a specimen for the doctor. I've seen those before.
There you go. Well, start off the day with or start off the evening, I should say, with a nice little juicy IPA. That I had to have ship in from some good people in California. So just setting the mood off.
Because the best beers are brewed here in the UK, don't you, Kai? Let's be honest.
I've heard that.
None of that rubbish lager stuff they drink.
Big fan. Jacob Porter saying, "What a beautiful sound! That beautiful sound." It's the second Beetlejuice reference in a row, you guys. Watch. It's a great musical. Pull up that soundtrack. Before we get started with the actual show tonight, we've already had quite a show, but we're going to get started even further. You can get the Round Table as an actual podcast. Did you know that? Search for Gaming Source Network on Spotify, Pocket Casts, Apple Podcasts, or whatever it is you happen to get podcasts. Also, if you're watching us live, we definitely want you to be a part of the conversation. We've already been saying hi to some of you in the chat. Be sure, if you want to make sure we pull up your message during the show, hit that super chat button or the super sticker button to show your love for GSN. And last but not least, you can join GSN right here on YouTube. Members get amazing perks from exclusive community play live streams to early access videos, such as some of the content from Mr. Bat Pixie right there, to GSN merch. So click the join button down below to learn more and become a member. Kai, so good to have you on the show tonight. If folks have not had the opportunity to meet you just yet and learn more about all the awesome stuff that you do, tell them about you and give us your history of gaming, how you got into cloud gaming, and just a little bit more about you.
So as you could tell, I am an avid beer drinker. For the most part, it's just craft beer. But as far as gaming goes, I got into cloud gaming thanks to Stadia. Many of you know Chase, the gaming advocate. He got me into getting Stadia. So once that kicked off and I saw how things were going, I was like, okay, this is nice. This is good. We got more games in. I was actually feeling how things were moving. So, that's kind of how I got introduced to cloud gaming. And since then, it just kind of evolved. We have all kinds of platforms or just, people getting into cloud gaming now. So it's nice to see that we have different avenues to go into cloud gaming. So, now I have other options to choose from. I have Stadia as one form of cloud gaming, but just in general for gaming, Stadia, PlayStation 4, which my sons have taken over. I have 2 PlayStation 4s. They both play on both of them. And now even my daughter plays on it. And she's 3. So it just runs in the family. We have a Nintendo Switch, and I have an Xbox Series S. So, there's just gaming that happens all around in my household. But I've been gaming since, probably 4, maybe 5 years old, and my brother introduced me to gaming. So it's just been there pretty much all my life, or that I can remember. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, we are glad to have you on the show tonight to share your love of craft beer and cloud gaming. That's a podcast title right there.
There you go. There you go.
So we're good to have you. We will get ourselves started, as we always do, with a discussion of what's been on your playlist. And I think I started with me last time. No, I think I ended with me last time. So start with me this time. Why not? There's no rules. It's anarchy. I have been continuing Jedi Fallen Order. I don't think I've gotten very far in the game because it's a sizable game. But it's real fun and it looks fantastic. It looks fantastic on Stadia. And I bought. This is going to sound silly, but they have this thing that I saw at Walmart called the Pillow Pal. And it is like, it's almost shaped like Deep Silver's logo, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because they're later down in our thing. It's like a triangle with these little flanges. And the flange holds your iPad or your tablet or whatever else. So you get a nice comfy pillow on your lap with the iPad, and I can just pop the Stadia controller, sync it up, blah, 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 blah. And then eventually I'm going to do the same thing for my Xbox Game Pass subscription, because that's finally on iOS, and I finally got into the beta. Finally. I just don't own an Xbox controller yet. So I can't play the cloud version anywhere on any of my devices because I'm no longer an Android user because I'm a defector. But it's okay. It's okay. And of course, more Final Fantasy 14. It's always Final Fantasy 14. It's always going to be. Daniel, what's been on your playlist?
To be fair, I've only really played like a couple of things this week, but chief amongst them was Trials Fusion. Is it Rising? I can't remember which one is actually on Stadia. It's Fusion, isn't it? But the one that's on Stadia anyway, we played it last night on Original Penguin stream, on Original Penguin and Friends. It was a few of us from the community, such as Jem, Sammy in the Cloud, obviously Original Penguin, Cloud Gamer Dad, and Vivi Plays, and I won as well, or I own, however you pronounce it. And I kid you not, it was just a ton of fun. Like, I'm a big Trials fan anyway, but I haven't really devoted much time to this particular Trials. I've played a lot of the past games, and we obviously played multiplayer and put all the modifiers on so that you were playing on an invisible bike or something. I don't know if you've ever seen the Crazy Frog video, but it was just like something like that. And ones where the gravity was double what it normally should be, or it was just an absolute barrel of laughs. We played it for a couple of hours, and yeah, it's made me want to stream a little bit more as well myself. I mean, I know I did start playing the Kaze and the Wild Mass streams, which should be coming back at some point, but I kind of want to get something going myself as well. Other than that, I played a little bit of Outcasters. Still, just I want to give it, a bit more time until they get everything up to date on the Stadia version, until they get all the patches out and the crossplay.
Do you mean Outriders?
I always say Outcasters.
I mean, Outcasters is a despicable state.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to get anything.
That's the second time.
I don't think we're going to get crossplay on Outcasters anytime soon.
Yeah, killing those little fellas.
But, yeah, I really want to play the game with Chase as well. I know, Kai, you just mentioned him as well. Like, we've been trying to play this game together, but he plays on a different system to Stadia, so we can't play crossplay, unfortunately. But and then just the usual Pokemon Go. I've not got my partner here to talk about Pokemon at the moment, but
you getting Snap?
Yeah, there's an event come out actually in the game, so it's kind of based in Pokemon Snap universe. So, nice. And Eli, just to answer your question, are you as fast as Jack and Jem at Kaze? Jem, yes, only if I actually put the work in. I mean, I managed to beat his score once while he was asleep, and then when I went to sleep and woke up, he was actually beat my score. So, I've not actually seen Jack's scores yet, so I can't comment on Jack, but I'm sure he's probably better at it than I am.
Is that one of those safe bets? That's mean. I don't know. I don't play for speed.
Probably
on
number crunches, the angles you need to jump at, and so
he's calculated the exact trajectory that you need to have of the jump on the third platform. Brenton, what has been on your playlist?
So during the last sale, I picked up a ton of games on Stadia. I picked up Immortals Phoenix Rising, I picked up Valhalla, and I haven't even touched Immortals Phoenix. I've been playing FIFA and Killer Queen Black this entire time. I think Killer Queen Black mostly because we have the tournament coming up, and that's something that I really want to start improving on, especially since we're going to be playing people on Xbox and PC and PlayStation. So it kind of feels like a little bit of pressure, but at the same time, the game is so much of fun to play that I actually enjoy playing it. So Killer Queen Black and then FIFA. FIFA I haven't played since I think FIFA 2014. And even back then, I would just play like the basic mode because I wasn't really good at it. And coming back to it on Stadia just made me realize how great that game is. I don't play Football Ultimate Team, which is the one with the loot boxes. But I do play like the more formal teams in the divisions. So I've been really enjoying it. I've been really enjoying the competition. And just both those two games have made me realize that Stadia can be a platform for competitive games. So I've been really enjoying those two games.
Very cool. Very cool. Kai, what's been on your playlist?
So speaking of Immortals, Phoenix Rising, I have the game. I haven't played it at all. Like I've had it for
Same.
Just why it's just been sitting in the back, man. I want to play it. I want to jump on it and play it, but I'm like, I get pulled into Roll Company or what I recently jumped into is Minecraft Dungeons. Like, yeah, you wouldn't believe it. Yeah, I'm actually playing Minecraft Dungeons. It's actually a really fun game, and it's not easy. It's actually pretty, you gotta do some stuff. So those two have been on my playlist lately. And then what was another one? Oh, I did play Ease. I'm if I'm saying that right. Ease on Stadia. And I actually remember playing that on Luna when it came out on Luna. So I was playing that on Luna, and I didn't get good reception on it, unfortunately. So when it came to Stadia, I tried it on there, and I actually got better reception on there. So it was actually nice to play. And then I think that's pretty much it for the most part. Outriders, but I stopped playing Outriders after I kept dying. I kind of rage quit. So yeah.
No more.
Yeah, understandable.
So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool beans. A lot of good games to be played there. And I've seen some folks. What? Rock. Oh, Rock.
Just forgot about Rock. You forgot.
No, I am forgettable. No friends as well.
Is Rock the Dre in this situation? Did I forget about? I was totally saving the best for last. Clearly,
absolutely, yeah.
As we go to Rock, what's on your playlist?
Yeah, and I've been thinking, Avery, we should have a word of the week, and this week it has to be flange because it's so good and it's so bad. So thank you for introducing the word of the week. That one will go down for this week's word of the week.
Man,
I had to write a list of what I've been playing this week. It's that bad. And it goes something like this. It Takes Two, Trial, very good. Far Cry 5 plus all 3 DLCs. Destiny, Outriders, Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 8 demo, Second Extinction, Rain on Your Parade, and Division 2. There you are, short list. Not many games on this week.
Rock, when did you have time to do anything else with your life this week?
Oh, I don't know. I think I need therapy, Avery.
That's why this is actually why I saved you for the last, because we all love you and we have something we need to tell you. No. What do you think of It Takes Two? I have heard people say that is one of the most amazing games just out there, and it's
I played it with we played couch co-op, my daughter and I. We loved it. It is a beautifully crafted game and very affordable. It's about $37. The downside is that it's a split vertical if you're doing co-op, which we struggled with. It's a decent sized TV, but you kind of, the great thing about Little Big Planet is you both play in the same space. So as long as you kind of stay in the screen, it works okay. Plus there's an end of as an end of level boss, and I hate those things. They really boil my lobster. But other than that, it's a great game, and it's a trial to be played for free. So go out and play it.
If your flange is boiling your lobster, then it tosses the toys out of the pram.
Do not boil your flange. No, doctor's warning.
Noted. Well, in any case, well, good to learn about all the games that people. I don't know where to go with any of that. We're gonna say hi to some of the folks in the chat today. We've got Kumna saying evening chickens. Not sure where that's all about, but that's okay. Jake is here for the beer discussions that he was promised, whereas Rock is he's with me in the teetotalers camp, which is perfectly fine. Blue Bob's the gaming CPA saying wub wub wub. Not sure what that's all about, but Blue Bobs, if you've got time to be in the chat, you've got time to be on the screen. I'm just saying, we miss you.
To be precise, I
that's
think
Borderlands reference, right?
Whoop, 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 whoop. I think that's what he meant.
Sure.
Whoop, whoop, whoop from the music, like the intro music.
Dub music.
Oh, it could have been.
Dub
it could have been.
music. There you go.
Because when it has the EDM drop, when the beat kicks in. And in lead, creator of the amazing Stadia Programs Monitor. I always love saying that because it's cool to have you in the chat saying hi as well. Eli Levy saying he's just enjoying the Yorkshire tea. It's perfectly fine with that, Eli. And we are happy to have it. We got Eddie Player One, also from the Cloud Gaming Unfiltered podcast, and perhaps an upcoming litigant on Best Game Ever versus a certain someone in a box next to me. You're going to want to watch that episode. We just recorded that last night, and I was seriously laughing until I had tears rolling down my face. It was so fantastic. And it's going to be very, very awesome. We've got the amazing cyborg, Ray Sherrod, giving a yo to Kai, and shouting out the GSN, so we love you as well. And all about the poor. And then KW Media, Kevin, if you have not already, subscribe to the Newsbite podcast because that is all of your Stadia and GSN news in 5 minutes or less. And you're going to see that. You can check that out on our website. Alex and Anthony and I'm trying to see who else is in there. Jerry and all kinds of folks. Rouster, a person called What's Crackin' Kai. Wait, oh, that's you. I was just thinking, did somebody create an account to like follow you around and chat with you? That'd be creepy and excessive, and I don't know. And then Alex, also a big fan of Ease 8 as well. So and Charles saying Minecraft Dungeons, big fan of that game as well. Let's get into the news of the week, and we will kick it off with Stadia because we certainly want to. Big week for Stadia news, you guys. Like, big week for Stadia news. We'll start, of course, with all of the goodness of the pro games. We got our pro games announced, dropping in just 2 days, and those include Floor Kids, Trine 4, and Hotline Miami Dose, wrong number, and with a bunch of games dropping off the platform, or dropping off pro, not the platform. I haven't had any of that yet.
Fortunately.
Breaking news on the GSN Round Table. That would not be good. Floor Kids, we've talked about. I know we've talked about these before. That is a thing I shouldn't have clicked on. Apparently, Dan, just so you know, at a 404 hitting there. Let's see if it happens over here too. No, it's fine over here. Game screenshots, game media. Oh, can I play the? Here we go. Ready? And then play the trailer. And look at that. This is just, every time I go to this website, every time that is in my ear, and that's loud, and I can't full screen it. Daniel, I guess it's fine because we really want the Stadia Source logo in there. I also can't turn off the sound. Daniel, what are you doing on this embed script? You're killing me.
Dude, not me.
I don't want to hear this.
Jay Leno never has this problem.
You choose which buttons you want in the embed script. Killing me. Anywho, Floor Kids. Floor Kids was not without controversy as I try to speak while having this sound in my ear. Thank you, Daniel. Floor Kids was not without controversy because it literally just released like 2 or 3 weeks ago and then suddenly went on pro. So a lot of folks have paid for it and are now having it on pro. I can't listen to that anymore. That's got to stop.
Mute the tab.
Oh, I guess I could do that. I'm not. Well, never mind.
Now
I can't play it anyway.
That's definitely not my fault.
That was not you. That was a YouTube error. So what do we think about Floor Kids bouncing from paid to pro so very quickly?
We did call it Like we said that people would be annoyed if they bought this game and then it went pro, but I think they're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel a little bit as to what they could make pro before you start getting into some of the more meatier games. So I'd hold off on anything that's kind of under a certain
I think
price.
everyone expected the game to be a pro game at some point, just not this soon.
Right.
2 weeks doesn't feel like it's fair for a lot of people who purchased the game.
Yeah, I think it's become an MO that pro games seem to be, for the last couple of months, they've come out for a few weeks and then become pro game. And the problem is that it puts consumers off from purchasing, so it has a negative connotation anyway, irrespective of how bad you feel. The good news is that Stadia are pretty good at refunding if you kick off. So as long as you speak to a support individual and say, you know what, I only just bought this, they will give you your money back most of the time, if you're very nice and very polite, as you should always be. But no, there seems to be this MO at the moment where we're not necessarily, they've got to come from somewhere, and they seem to be being dropped and then a few weeks later turn into a pro, rather than going back months, and which is what they should do, really. So what do you do as a consumer? You wait and see what the pro game is going to be before you invest.
Absolutely.
It's not like there aren't plenty of games in the back catalog that we haven't had drop in pro yet to take a game, and we'll talk about another one in just a second. But Britton, you were talking about this one.
Me?
Or at least you were starting to.
Yeah, I thought he said Britain as well. I was waiting for the entire country to start talking
Britain,
then.
I want you all to give me a feedback on this one.
It's pretty weird hearing my name. I don't typically. This is like the first time I've ever used my actual name in anything online, like Brenton.
Since you were born.
Yeah,
Like, I didn't sign up for this.
I was like,
I'm happy to refer to you as. Do you want Bat? Do you want Pixie? Do you want Bat Pixie?
Use Brenton. Use Brenton or Bat.
Exip tab. We can go backwards.
Yeah.
So we'll go Bat. Bat's fine.
Just remind me again, which game was I talking about?
Floor Kid.
We were talking. You're fine.
Hey, koala.
Yeah. Okay.
Floored you
I'm on the
with
same
that
page.
question because it's Floor Kids. What's your thoughts on this rolling to pro, breakdancing its way to pro in like 3 weeks?
Yeah. So, like I was pointing out, we all expected it to go pro at some point in time. Now, if they knew ahead of time that they were gonna make it a pro game, then this is kind of like a terrible consumer move, I would say, because they put it out, people were gonna purchase it, and they knew in the back of their head that this is gonna be a pro game. So who's making the decisions here? Are they not communicating with each other? That's something that I would like to know. There's some sort of miscommunication going on between who is organizing the pro games and who is doing the marketing. There needs to be some more communication going on. Actually, talking about communication, I noticed that there was actually a job posting for a communication manager for Stadia. So maybe that's the issue.
They don't have the staff in place to do this.
They don't have the stuff in place.
They're looking for a receptionist, Brenton. Don't read into it. That's all it is.
Okay.
Just someone to pick up the phone. That's all.
A receptionist could probably do a better job, to be fair.
That's how it begins.
Daniel.
Damn, Daniel. No. And actually, I will issue a correction to my own statement. It's not even been 3 weeks. It's been only 2 weeks because the widget, Dan's amazing sidebar widget here. I will zoom in a hair because I'm sure that's completely invisible unless
April
you're on
15th.
April 15th. So it's been out. It will have been out all of 16 days when it goes on pro. And then poof, there you go. And it's not the only one. I also did the math because of this handy dandy widget for Trying for the Nightmare Prince. March 30th. That one has just been out for a month, and went pro in 31 days to go pro. Now this one I actually care about more than the other one. I will hit play on this, and I have muted our entire site, Dan. There we go. Full screen. Figured it out. I'm not unintelligent. Just temporarily so. Kai, is this one going to be on your pro radar? What's your thoughts on all this quick to pro shenanigans?
Yeah, it's pretty misleading and kind of messed up, to be honest with you. I literally hold off on anything as far as what I'm going to buy on Stadia just because I want to see if it's actually going to go on Pro or not. That's just me. I can't remember if I played the second or the third one on PlayStation. I think it was the second one because it was on PlayStation 3. But I mean, I give a try as far as this goes. As far as like I said, as far as the whole controversy with things going to Pro so quickly, like that's you got to cut back on that a little bit. Like I understand people want their Pro games and their, I guess people are they're inclined to have their 3, 4, 5 games on Pro every month or whatever like that. But at some point, there's got to be some type of cutback, and I got to realize that this is not a good look as far as it goes. And then to be issuing refunds back as soon as people buy it, and then it goes on Pro 2 to 3 weeks afterwards. Like, you got to chill with that. So, not a good look in my opinion, but we'll see how they go from here. See if anything changes.
You think they ran into a sustainability issue? They kept going 5-6 for so long and exhausted their supply of keep enough games.
Now I want to know because I can't remember. What is it called? Meg calls it octagonal pathways.
Octopath Traveler.
Has that gone Pro? Has that actually gone Pro? Because I know it dipped down in price, but it never gone Pro, right? No. See, that should have been something that could have been something that would have been released on Pro. It's been out
double A. It's a fairly high price game in most places,
right? And that would have drew a lot of people in. Had it gone Pro, but
it's beloved, and it's exactly the kind of title that probably isn't selling anymore on the platform because you already have it. You probably already have it on Switch or wherever else. And granted, that's just kind of the story about everything. Kind of interesting stat from InLead, who is currently putting together a chart on this very thing. The average release, the average days of release between release and Pro start for all Pro games is 28 days.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying earlier.
Full month. That does include all games, including straight to Pro releases. So in lead, I want to toggle on that to take out the straight to Pros to find out what that average is. But I can't tell you how to make your own chart. But 28 days. I mean, we've had. I think it's usually about 1 or 2, half or less than half of the games that get released every month that go Pro are straight to Pro debuts. So. You cut half of that out, you're probably still not looking at more than maybe 2 or 3 months between.
Avery, I think the business model, it's becoming more apparent as well, is that in order to attract non-pro subscribers, you need cheap, affordable games, because ultimately they're looking at probably younger, mobile, casual gamers for the free subscription. Okay, so the rule is simple. If you're a Pro subscriber, don't buy anything less than $30 because it's almost certainly going to go Pro at some point. If it's less than $20, you're guaranteed, because it isn't aimed at you. It will go Pro. They want to build subscription business, and they want us to buy the Villages and the Cyberpunks and the big AAA full price games. That's the model for us as Pro subscribers. If you're not a Pro subscriber, ignore what we're saying. Go out and pay $15 because you ain't getting it any other way. And frankly, it's affordable. So, I think if you just look at it from that perspective, I don't think that those priced games are aimed at us. And I think the 6 Pro games, when we got them, was to try and compete with the likes of Xbox game streaming with 100 games available as quickly as possible, so they could say, there's 60 games and 70 games. Again, I don't think the intention was to spoil us as Pro subscribers. It's how it looks 6 months down the road at that point when Xbox finally released, and they're currently releasing obviously on PC, Xbox game streaming. You just have to look at it from a helicopter view.
Yeah, and I think that makes perfect sense, particularly because the selling, they haven't done it yet, but it would make a lot of sense for them to just say, if you're looking at a $20 game in the or less game that happens to be Pro in the store, it just says, $20 or get it today on Pro for $14.99, and then or $9.99. I don't even remember what price it is. It's just on autopay. And just roll folks right over into the program, because why would you bother? Why would you bother to pay? It's the rule is if it's under 30, 30 and below, it's going to go pro. So I stole Charles. He said 40 below. I think it's more 30 below because we've only ever gotten one game up that high. But another interesting stat, 54% of all pro games started on pro. So, or launched in their pro format, launched on the platform. So there you go. There you go. But it's not all dour news. We also, the other one that we're getting, which I hadn't mentioned yet, was Hotline Miami, and Hotline Miami actually came out in September. So we're getting that, or Hotline Miami 2, of which now, if you've been subscribed since September, you will also have both of them. You have the first one, which came straight to pro, and then you have number 2, wrong number. So Devolver totally down for the pro world. And if I click on Devolver Digital, I'll see all the Devolver Digital games, Hotline Miami and Hotline Miami 2, wrong number. So there you go. It's amazing what you can do if you click links on our website.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. In other news, hold on to your butts, as Samuel Jackson, L. Jackson would say. Guys, we got a search bar. We got a search bar. Oh my goodness. We got a search bar. The thing that everybody thinks should have been there from day one has finally launched. Google, the search company, has finally put up a search bar. And it needs at least 3 characters, I'm finding. So I have 3 different games that have the word Finn in them. But if I go to Final, I don't actually own Attack on Titan. So not only is it giving me ones that I do own, it's also giving me ones that I do not, which I don't know how I feel about that.
It takes you to the store, basically.
It takes me to the
It's a store search.
And then they've got an overlay issue there, unless it's just me, which it could be me.
Yeah,
but anyways,
unless you click. Mine keeps showing things in German, to be fair, which it doesn't really bother me because I can read German, so it's like it doesn't really bother me. But we was I mentioned earlier that we were on Adam's stream last night, Original Penguin stream, and then just after we finished recording, Jem was like, "Oh," because I think we all got access to the search bar whilst we were streaming. Jem was absolutely straight on it, and he was typing every single word he could possibly fit into that bar. He typed Crash Bandicoot, and it come up. He typed Crash Bandicoot 4, and it actually come up with games that were similar to Crash Bandicoot 4. But if you typed Sonic, for example, it said absolutely nothing. So he's like, why does some games say games similar to such and such, even though they're not on the platform? I think you have to put the 4 at the end.
Yeah, I was about to say that totally is not similar games at all. Oh, there you go. Games similar to Crash Bandicoot.
Like, why does it prefer some games and not others? And it was like
because when I
think we were reading too much into
Bandicoot, I think Watch Dogs Legion.
No, yeah.
Automatically.
I think Doom Eternal.
Yep.
There's a lot of violence. Crash is an unlockable character in Doom.
Dirt. Wait, I guess there's Crash Team Racing. So Dirt is not too far off. Crash Team Racing, another game that will be heavily discussed on Best Game very soon. Yeah, I don't know about that, but what if you put Sonic Mania?
No, I tried that.
I
think we were reading too much into it because we also typed in weird words as well to see what happens. So,
game similar to what?
Wow!
In what world?
That's the closest you're gonna get on Stadia.
Those of you listening to the audio version right now are not seeing that the suggestion for games similar to Fortnite is Hello Neighbor. What?
Avery, do me a favor. Just type Boris into the search bar.
I'm surprised they didn't come up with PUBG.
Zombie Army. I mean, how more accurate could it be?
Well, yeah. The classic Boris outfit. And again, they need to fix their modal there. But no, in what world? Call of Duty. It's going to pull up stacks on stacks on stacks.
I literally typed loads of games last night, but
that's insane.
Wow. I'm surprised they didn't come up with PUBG at all. That's interesting.
Right, game similar to Valorant, Cyberpunk.
Apparently,
Okay.
this I don't know whether this was just his theory or whether he had inside knowledge, but VVFFIX, I think his tag is, said that this search bar is kind of like a baby search bar in that it's kind of using.
Falls down if you push it hard enough. What?
No, it's learning still. So if you search for Sonic the Hedgehog, for example, then it might suggest like games that people have bought after searching for Sonic, or like it uses some of Google's algorithms, and then obviously it has to kind of keep things. I don't know whether he was just hypothesizing or whether he had some inside knowledge.
Yeah,
but
I think he was pulling that out of his rear end. That could be.
Try
Maybe
Grand
they're
Theft
using
Auto.
Oh yes, maybe they're using federated machine learning here. Now we're just all playing with this. That's all
Yeah.
we're doing on this.
Am I
Can
the
you
only
do
one
something
that really
like that?
didn't
Phil?
care whether we had a search bar or not? You just said everybody wanted one. I couldn't give a fig or a
it
flange.
makes my job a little bit
Wait,
easier when I'm
hold
trying
on.
to update the database. But
Wait. Games similar to Grand Theft Auto 5 include Hello Neighbor Hide and Seek,
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man, Mega
I bet there's a
Tunnel.
Pac-Man mod for GTA somewhere.
Yeah,
I-
there is.
When I think of murdering hookers, I think Pac-Man. Waka Waka.
Hey, eat them and take the money back.
Oh my god. Inky Blinky Plinky and Tough Eddie or something. I don't know. No.
PUBG
no,
finally came up.
no, finally, a suggestion of a shooting-based game, but no. In what world? And she looks derpy. Okay, we're moving on. And no more trying. So we got a search bar, you guys. It's about time that we got a search. Oh yes, Saints Row, not on there for a Grand Theft Auto similar game. Literally, thank you, Ejamix, member of the Stream Team Dream Team. Like, come on. Oh my goodness. We did not only get announcements of that wonderful thing, we also got the activity feed. Has anybody actually seen the activity feed in your instance?
I think this is coming out in the
Coming
future.
soon.
Yeah, I think it's coming out.
I
in
don't
the
think I
future.
have the Explore tab. Do I? We'll find out. No, I do not have the Explore tab. So I have Dog Burger. Y'all, Dog Burger. Everybody still on Dog Burger?
Burger, nice.
Dog Burger. Yes, of course, Dog Burger. That horrifying little thing, Dog Burger, that I can't right click and save. Zoom in and enhance. I also been playing some Piku Niku lately. I didn't even mention. I could actually just go here and tell you literally what games I last played. That's what we could all just do from now on is just share the
Exactly.
screen,
Although-
scroll through and be like, okay, it's been a while since we played.
I don't know if this is new, but if you where it says your library, see all.
Yeah.
I don't seem to remember seeing this before, but if you change it to the list view,
Yes, these are the new things.
yeah,
So
you
you
can
get
actually
like
see
last
when the last
played
time.
and Pac-Man Megatunnel Battle I played a month ago and El
Nice.
Hijo. But then if you go all the way to the bottom, you actually
It's the
can see the
games
ones
that
that
you
you have
don't care
claimed
about.
or purchased but never played.
Nice.
Which I have a very large. I bought NBA 2K20 because it was on sale for like $4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
think we
yeah,
all did
but then
that.
I got
all
one
these
goal
games
in
I
it, or
claimed.
basket hoop, and then I was like, yeah, I'm done with this.
yeah, Watch Dogs Legion because it was on sale, Far Cry because it was on sale, Doom 64 because it was on sale, Octopath because it was on sale, and so they're just here, and I will have never played any of them. Again, Lacrimosa of Dana is still in there. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of some new cool things. Did we mention that somewhere? No. Okay, it's not in there. So yeah, your activity feed, they're setting up for things. So your referrals, what you have been recently doing, what your friends have been recently doing, captures apparently that they have been posting. So how nice. Oh, and then shared states. That kind of makes sense. Like show me the states that my friends have shared. That kind of makes sense.
It's also pretty useful to like share some of the, like maybe you have like a clip and you want like a teammate to take a look at. That would be really useful just for us to be able to use.
Analyze your gameplay before the big fight.
Yeah.
Then bulk delete captures. This one really is the one everybody's been waiting on. I know. Is the ability to bulk delete. I don't think I have that yet. Do I have that? I have to go back out of my library to my
I
captures.
like
and
how the
games tab.
person in the actual screen captures was using Dog Burger as their avatar as well.
do not.
That
Oh, nice.
impressed
Very
me.
good. No, I do.
Might
not.
have been
I have a
Avery.
wonderful capture. Yes, I've been secretly working with Stadia this whole time, which is exactly why they like to talk to us. In any case. Yeah. Oh wait, what do I need to do? Oh no, because it has the buttons and I don't have the buttons. So yeah, no bulk deletes. And if you want to access Stadia.com through the browser. It's kind of interesting because this is already how it works on iOS and iPad is through a progressive web app. So they're apparently just also giving you the progressive web app version on Android, which I suppose I don't know that I understand the utility there.
Makes the app redundant and makes it harder to see how many people have actually downloaded the app, so we can gauge how many people might have Stadia.
That's interesting. I wonder. So there is coming up on in May is Google I/O, the Google conference, and they've got one session that references Stadia, and it's a session about Flutter, their dev platform that lets you that is the platform that they developed the Stadia app on. No other sessions on Stadia. We'll see what happens. But maybe they're just trying to shift the whole thing to being a progressive web app. At which point, I don't know. I don't know, you guys. Nobody knows. We don't know. Other news in the Stadia universe, real quick, because we spent a lot of time on those two things, but those are the important things, really. A couple of new games released. This little game that everybody's heard of called Judgment apparently came out this week. Has anybody picked up and jumped into Judgment yet?
Nope.
Fantastic. Legend of the Keeper. So Judgment, Yakuza series. Go check it out. Legend of the Keepers also released today. Yes, I think. Because it's Thursday.
Yeah, today.
The 29th. Dungeon Master Simulator, but from the dungeon or the dungeoneer perspective and not the heroes. Has anybody picked this one up or planning on picking it up?
No.
Nope. Sounds interesting though. I might have to take a look at that.
So this just came out today, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, it seemed pretty interesting. I didn't get a chance to take a look at it yet. It might be something I would pick up. I'm going to take a look at it right now.
Yep.
And a bit of breaking news for everybody. Wait, no, that's November. I don't know where you're getting this breaking news, Dan. Feel free to give. According to Eli, it seems like Avengers may be either on sale or permanently dropped in price in the store. I guess I could go to the Stadia store. The problem is I own it, so I can't check the price anymore, can I?
Yeah, that's why.
And
I
own the Ultimate. Yeah, so there we go. So we'll let you know if that breaking news right now.
How do you know it's a permanent price drop? Do they say, or
if it's on sale, it'll have the slash through it to show that
Right,
it's not currently
gotcha.
The thing.
So it still says it's $44.99 for me.
It seems like it's on sale for me in Canada.
Let me check.
Not sale, but a permanent price drop.
Yeah,
So
if it's not slash through, $44.99 is not its it's a $60 title. So if it's showing $44.99 for you, it should be.
And that's not
£60.
a sale.
That's not a sale.
That's not
Okay,
a sale.
so $15 down. Only 6 months later than it should have happened as well. There you go. Fantastic. Well, just a quick update on some of the GFN news because it is GeForce Now Thursdays as it always is. Also, other updates. Serious Sam 4 got state share. A ton of games got patched this week. Go check out all the latest news on StadiaSource.com, your number one source for all things Stadia, and you can see all of those. GeForce Now had some news today, and do we have a link somewhere to GeForce Now that I don't have to remember the thing? No, we don't. Dan, we got to fix that. GFN source. Before I leave the website, is there anything else that I should be clicking on that you haven't told me about? Blah blah blah. Sing the song.
There's a new feature.
There's a new feature on StadiaSource.com and it is.
Click on games.
I'm clicking on games.
Then click Stadia sales.
Stadia sales.
Scroll
I'm
down.
not logged in.
Oh.
It's currencies.
Yes.
It's nice to see the Canadian flag there.
Yes.
Thank you for remembering us.
There are some more currencies. There are some more currencies pending as well, so I'll activate them when I've completed the database. But if you click that, it will obviously remember your. Yeah, if you click another one, you can see them change on the fly.
Well, $12.49 Canadian.
And it will remember your choice as well. And then if you're on another page that's not the sales page and you want to change the currency, you can just do it via the More tab at the top.
Look at that.
And then
Oh,
at the
look
bottom,
at
you can
that.
change it there.
Does it remember what I clicked over here? It sure does. Look at that. This has been stuff Dan added to the website.
He's been working really hard as well to get this in place.
Insane the amount of things that go onto the website. Like every day, there's something new.
5
and if you didn't
a.m.
see it
he's
last
worked
week,
on this.
if you didn't, hey, my name shows up there too. If you didn't check it out last time, you can see everything that's going on at the Gaming Source Network by clicking the GSN tab right there, or you can see the Round Table Podcast, biggest Stadia best game of all time, and all of our weekly streams, including that very fun Stadia domination face. The Dead by Daylight face, Dawn by Daylight face. That was the fun one. So you can check out all of those and the Stadia News Bite, the GeForce Now News Bite, all those good things. So check those out at stadiasource.com, your number one source for Stadia. Now, if we head over to GeForceNowSource.com, your number one source for all things GeForce Now, you can check out all the latest news there, including today's GeForce Thursday news. And we actually got a pretty cool one today. They are beginning the process of letting you link to your Epic Game Store account. So right now you can link to your Steam account, which for most games simplifies your processes. One of the challenges that I've always had with GeForce Now is just like saying I want to play this game is a bit of a thing, because you click it and then it opens the browser and then it does the thing, and then you got to log back in over here, and then you got to do Steam Authenticator, then you got to do this and that. And it's a bit much. But with the Steam integration, it's actually reduces that by 1,000 clicks, and now they are testing that with Fortnite. They are testing account linking for the Epic Game Store. They're also testing session preloading. So if you are, browsing Fortnite, it's like, oh, you probably want to do Fortnite, right? Let's just go ahead and get you started in the background, and preloading that session for you, which could cut the amount of time it takes you to get into the app to the game by 50%. 50%. It's a big update. And of course, a ton of new games, Yooka-Laylee and the Possible Lair, Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition, and many, many more. How do we feel about this Epic Game Store linking? I've got a ton of games, because Epic keeps giving all these games away for free. So I have a ton of games that are just in my Epic Game Store library that I've never played, because I don't want to bother to download them and install them and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so this is actually...
or Brenton. Either one. Go for it. Bat, go first.
Yeah, no, this is actually pretty interesting. I think about a year or so ago, when GeForce Now first came out, they thought all the stores would be accessible on them. So especially Steam, and then all of a sudden, different developers started pulling their games from GeForce Now, and that came as a little bit of a shock to them. But Epic actually said, we're going to back GeForce Now, and so I think they've been working really hard to solidify their partnership. But what's even more interesting, when you pointed out Fortnite is going to be pushed on GeForce Now, is the fact that Fortnite isn't on iOS, but GeForce Now can actually use cloud streaming to iOS devices. Well, that's going to bring Fortnite to iOS again. So I think when Fortnite said...
Bat!
Yeah.
Didn't even think about that.
It's going to be quite interesting to see what happens there.
And we are excited about it, as you can all hear. That's actually a really good shout on that. Kai, what are you, I know you do a little bit of GeForce Nowing. Are you a Fortnite person at all? Do you care about that announcement, or is it more just the making things a little bit easier?
Yeah, it's just more than making things a little bit easier. I'm not a Fortnite player. That's my kid's thing. I absolutely despise Fortnite.
No fork knife for you?
Yeah, no, I'm good. They took a lot of my money. I'm straight on that. But
I can see the honesty. That's why he's having a beer now.
Right. I'm over here having PTSD. No, it's good. I'm really glad that GFN has made it a lot easier, and they tested it on Fortnite, as it's such a big game, that people are into and everything like that. So why not test it on something that huge? It's a good indicator that they're trying to make things more easier for their players or their player base and everything like that to get into, and then having to do it in the background also, that makes it a lot easier. So yeah, good move on GFN, definitely.
Good stuff.
Dan, you've done it again. I'm just flicking about here in GeForce Now. GeForce, GFNsource.com. And it's just a phenomenal website. I can click on a game and then it links me through to Epic, or it links me straight to Uplay. Or, I mean, how do you do it, man? You're a flipping flangey genius.
There's that word again.
Flange is the word of the week, Avery.
Flangey genius.
It demands to be used.
Is this Pee-wee's Playhouse where if somebody says flange, we all go, ah!
Right?
I would never play with my Pee-wee in anybody's house.
We're moving right on for that. Couple of other bits of news from around the gaming world. Rumors flying that Luna access might be triggering for folks outside the US. The messaging on the sign up is different now than it used to be, and is much more specific. Like, we're not available to US people or corporate accounts or outside the US, or corporate or children accounts. So maybe they're prepping, mayhaps. And as well, if that happens, that has some bodes well for Ubisoft Plus, because that's the other half of what you can do on Luna right now. And you can't do Ubisoft Plus on Stadia outside the United States. So even though it was weirdly out of beta. Listen to last week's episode for all of that shenanigans. But in any case, one other thing, I have a weird one to shout for you guys, because we're all about gaming here on the Gaming Source Network. One of our upcoming guests on Best Game of All Time is a podcast called Which Game Next, which is a Which Game First, which is a great board game podcast. And they are putting on a board game design conference. If any of you are interested in attending the board game design conference, you will hear from amazing folks, very influential in the board game industry, including Rainer Knizia, who is very well known. He's won like so many board game awards. If you've ever played Medici or Tigris and Euphrates or Lost Cities or Lord of the Rings or Taj Mahal or Amun-Re or any of those games, you've played one of his games, as well as Martin Wallace, who you would know from Age of Steam and a bunch of other ones. So I've posted the link in the chat. If you would like to sign up for this conference, they've given us a promo code. Just enter promo code CHARM, Charm City, and you'll get 10% off attendance at that conference. It's all virtual. It starts in May, and you can learn all about. They also are going to have folks on talking about crowdfunding. So even if maybe you're not a board game design person, but you have interest in crowdfunding things on Kickstarter or so forth, there you go. So thank you to Which Game First for sponsoring. I don't know, sponsoring the podcast, but for providing us a cool little promo code. There you go, promo code CHARM. Have fun. So exciting. But the question of the day is in my show notes doc, which I need to go back to. There we go. The question of the day is, or the thing, it's a terrible segue. It's fine. It's going to be fine. Search your feelings, Lord Vader. You know it to be true. He could destroy the Hot Topic. That's right. It's time for the Hot Topic. There you go. I got at least one face palm. I think that was
Dom's not here.
Because Dom's not here. Dom is in the chat at home right now. Just I'm certain. So I thought this would be kind of fun to discuss, because we got the search bar. Get it? Search your feelings. See, the quotes always apply. And that's been one of the weird things that we've been waiting on forever from Stadia, from a company that is known for search. There we go. Facepalm emojis in the chat from Dom. So I will take that. I will absolutely take that. So what I kind of wanted to pose to the panel tonight is kind of a, brainstormy, thinky kind of session for us for the Hot Topic tonight, which is what's next for Stadia. So obviously the library will always be a thing that needs to continue to grow. But when we're thinking about the types of releases that we've had over the past year, we've had the release of State Share in more than just the weird creative implementation. We love you, creative people. We've had Crowd Choice, Crowd Play, Stream Connect, and really there's not a lot left that they have told us about that they haven't. I won't say the one that is definitely missing, and some of you can jump in. YouTube streaming also has kicked in there. So I kind of wanted to just give the panel an opportunity to think about what might be on the horizon. What is next for Stadia? What do they need to do to keep growing and keep developing, but also keep giving us a bit of a wow factor? Is that hardware? Is it software? Is it features? Is it game stuff? Is it new toys for games that we don't don't even know yet, like Stream Connect and State Share. So we will start, as we always do, with our very deep in thought guest, Kai, who I have hopefully, I'm trying to stall a little bit longer so everybody can think of something. The cops are coming for you, Kai, so you only have a short amount of time to tell us.
I'm out.
Alcohol at this time of the day, it's what does it.
There you go. They knew you were drinking an IPA instead of a lager, and that's why they were.
Go. Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
I'm just saying beer names. I don't drink, so I'm assuming that's a thing. So tell us, Kai, as you're thinking, what's missing or what could be cool for them to roll out? What springs to mind?
Personally, this is just me. Personally speaking, they need a good competitive shooter game. We don't have. We have PUBG. Okay, fine, but we need something like Rogue Company, or God forbid, which I don't like it. I personally hate it after a certain series of events. But Call of Duty. Apex Legends, just something. We need something that will draw in more people on Stadia, and a competitive shooter. I think that will draw in a lot of people in the Stadia. So they need to do something. They need to make it happen with one of the companies to get that in there. And unfortunately, PUBG just isn't that game. Unfortunately.
Rock, you've suffered through a number of hours of PUBG on Rockstars at night.
Yeah. It's not my thing.
not really your thing.
No. But that doesn't, it's irrelevant, because that's the point I was going to make. The answer to your question will absolutely depend on what kind of a gamer you are. So Kai brings up a very valid point for somebody who is into multiplayer PvP games, shooters. So for Kai, yeah, he's right. It's a very good point. There isn't a Rainbow Six Siege yet, or Battlefield yet, and those kinds of games are needed. For me, I know I rattled off a list of games that I've played, but I am a casual gamer in the sense that I'm not a Kai. I'm not, I wouldn't have the confidence to jump in and play with a bunch of really good gamers, because I would have my rear end handed to me on a silver platter. So I don't do that. I'm a casual. I actually am and I still am deeply in love with the quality of the tech. I fire it up, and every time I just go, I cannot believe this is streaming. And I've got them all. I have. I've got GeForce, I've got Xbox, I've got xCloud, I've got PS Now. This is still by far head and shoulders the best. For me, I think the thing that I really want to see happen across the board in as many games as possible is cross-play or cross-platform play, because I think that's essential if it's ever going to be bigger as a platform and attract others in. Otherwise, sadly, you'll always have that leveled that, it's great, but there's only 4 stands in there. Well, okay, I'm number 3, happy to be, but it's going to be the case. So a game like Outriders, a travesty that it launches without the ability to cross-play. Because I've been sat here watching the guys. Full disclosure, I got it for free. I'm not going to pay for it. So, it's the way of the world. But I've been watching my friends on Stadia and desperate to jump in and play with them. And the game was advertised with that feature, and it still isn't there. And until cross-play is pervasive, it's everywhere, that's going to be an issue. So for me, that has to come. I think Ubisoft, for me, again, I've got Uplay Plus. I love Ubisoft's output. I'm quite happy to pay per month for it, but I resent having to play it on other platforms where the quality is not as good as Stadia. So I'm looking forward to that coming, and I think the news today, I know some people discovered it a couple of days, 10 days ago, but it's become apparent today to more people that we can now sign up for Luna, which I think unlocks Ubisoft Plus. I think that's the reason that we haven't had it outside the US so far, because of the agreement between Ubisoft and Amazon, and I think that unlocks it. So for me, that's a really great thing. I can't wait for that. But it has to be cross-play, and we have to see it in more places. Destiny, for example, one of a small handful of free-to-play games on Stadia, but you still can't play with other platforms, and that's just absolutely crucial.
I thought Destiny was
It's
cross.
coming.
It's not yet.
Oh, coming.
It's promised. It's promised, and it will be this year. But it ain't there yet. I mean, look, this isn't Google's fault. Ultimately, it's down to the studios involved, but they need to encourage it behind the scenes. And rather than paying 10 million for, I don't know, Cyberpunk or Resident Evil, put that money into getting the studios to create the cross-play aspect. It only has to be with PC, by the way. It's going to be a long time before we see this happening with consoles, but it just has to be with PC. And if we can unlock that with games, and most of the games that are on Stadia exist on PC, then I think that is a big key to the future success of the platform.
Yeah, Brenton, you or Bat or Pixie or Bat Pixie or BP B-Dog, you've done quite a few videos on topics pertaining to features and history and all that kind of stuff. What do you think's missing? What do you think's next for Stadia? What's the next big thing they need to think about doing?
So one of the things that PlayStation and Xbox now have that was introduced at the end of the PlayStation 4 life cycle was pause and resume, which is something that single player games and single player it's so useful for people who play single player games. So effectively, you can play like a game like Sekiro. Maybe you see a boss at the end and you don't want to have to go back to like some bonfire or pause the game. Well, you pause it, you can turn off the PlayStation, come back in a week when you're more refreshed and play it. But there's actually something that I would like to see within Stadia. Now, with this idea of Stadia being able to stream multiple streams of the same game, so I could be playing right now, let's say Sekiro. I'm playing Sekiro and I need some help. PlayStation will allow you to connect with someone like BlacKai, and he can see my stream. Then I can give him the controller and he can actually take control and play the game. Now, to me, this would work even better on Stadia since we're already connecting to the server. So that is something that I think would just showcase how well Stadia operates and functions. Because right now on PlayStation, you have to stream it from your own PlayStation. So that's the feature I would like to see. Just to tag on with the whole game section, because that was kind of interesting. I think it was Kumnai who said we need more games. When I was taking a look at what type of games we need, and we've started to notice that we have a lot more social media gamers. So people will go online, they'll go onto Twitch, they'll see what is the most popular game, and then they'll feel comfortable engaging with those games. So if you take a look at the top 10 games on Twitch right now, not a single one of them is on Google Stadia. All of them are competitive. And so when we talk about like shooters, Valorant, Rainbow Six, these are your games that are within your top 10. FIFA is the only game that just came out, which is in the top 15 games on Twitch. So when we're looking at competitive games, these are the things that social media gamers on Twitch, on YouTube are playing. And Google needs to get those games on just to make Stadia look like a viable platform. So when people outside are saying Stadia has no games, they're really referring to these games. I think if you go back a year or two ago, Stadia brought in Borderlands 3. Now, historically, Borderlands 2 was one of those games in the top 10, in the top 15. It was a game that was really pushed by the community. But after so many years of being away from the scene, Borderlands 3 really hasn't connected as well with gamers around the world as much. It's not even in the top 20 games now on Twitch. And that is why people don't really see it as such an important game on their own platforms, but even just for Stadia. So
yeah, right.
My 2 cents.
At this very second, there are 689,000 people watching a stream of Grand Theft Auto 5, one stream or another on Twitch. It's almost 1 million people are logged into Twitch right now watching somebody stream Grand Theft Auto 5. Plus,
yeah, but I don't think that's the point. I think this is no disrespect to you guys. You're gamers, all right. Brenton, you're looking to organise esports. Kai loves to get in there with Chase and run around in Rogue and stuff. You guys are gamers. Cloud gaming, at least initially, is a casual gamers platform. It is an adjunct to all the other platforms. GeForce know this, Stadia know this, Amazon know this, Xbox knows this. Xbox put a piece out this week where they announced the fact that they're now doing it on PC and stuff. And they deliberately said, we know cloud gaming is not competing with your consoles or PCs. It is in addition to. They said that. I mean, that is what they believe. And the key thing is the games on these platforms have to satisfy the audience. And the audience right now are casual gamers. They're not, bless your socks, you guys. All right. So you have to look at what the casual games are. They're things like West of Loathing. They're things like Pikuniku. Trine. These are classic casual gamers games, which Stadia has. So if you want to be able to fire up your mobile phone down at the dentist's while you're waiting for your braces to be sorted, you're probably not going to want to play Call of Duty or, any other competitive game that needs 120 frames per second, zero lag. You're not going to do it, not on a streaming platform today. So for now, they're building platform for casual gamers, but in the next 2 or 3 years, when the whole world's got 1 gig download internet, everything else is going on, you'll see that change. So I think, as much as I agree, us, not me, I'm as casual as they come, but you guys who are young, competitive, esports hungry gamers, it's disappointing and frustrating those games aren't here, but it isn't, I believe, who they think their audience is.
I just have to interject.
Yeah, go for it.
Rock, when Stadia first released, one of their first games, which they had it as an exclusive, was Samurai Showdown.
That too.
You don't get more competitive than that.
No, but who's playing it?
It's not a casual game either.
Who's playing it?
When they were coming out, they were coming out as competitive. We want to be seen as the others. And Destiny 2 was also a very competitive game.
That's it.
I've
played 4,000 hours of that. I'm still a casual gamer.
But I have to wonder
fine.
how much.
Well, that
But
definition of
my
casual.
point is,
Yeah.
when
I have to wonder how much of that is sorry, Brenton. I gotta wonder how much of that was the plan in 2019 is not the plan today, because
Exactly.
they've
I
seen
think a
over
lot
the
of that
past
is
2
so
years.
true.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
know,
That's what I was going to
because-
bring up.
If you look at I finally got into the
GDC.
Xbox Cloud Gaming Beta today, and and hallelujah. And when you look at you'll see that the games the games that I'm interested in are like Human Fall Flat and No Man's Sky and Disneyland Adventures, because I'm a dupe. But the games that that are on there, it is a great game. When you look through the all games list in the cloud gaming, there is so much just single player adventure in this. Plague Tale and Astroneer and Banjo-Kazooie and Batman Arkham Knight, Battletoads, Blair Witch, Bridge Constructor Portal. Of course, that's going to be Control, Crackdown. So some of these do have a multiplayer aspect to them, but for the most part, Celeste, you're by
Look
yourself.
at Luna. Luna's lineup is the same, Avery, as well.
It's almost literally the same, other than the Xbox exclusives.
Absolutely right. The only one that breaks the mold is GeForce, because GeForce is obviously a conduit for Epic, Steam, where those games live. So if competitive gaming is your jam, GeForce is probably a better platform for you right now, because you can access those games. And like you were just saying, Brenton, you can actually play Fortnite on your iPhone. So if that's your thing, then definitely GeForce have carved that space. But I think for Stadia particularly, they definitely are in the casual gaming mind space as their customer base.
See, I have to wonder how much of it is actually intentional as well, because we know that you can play competitive games like Destiny on Stadia, and you could
very well
play it on xCloud as well. But I wonder how many of them are purposely being held back because they want people to buy their consoles. You know what I mean? If they said now to everybody that you could play the new Call of Duty on xCloud or on Stadia or something like that, and you don't need to have the latest, greatest console for it, how many people would just go, well, I'm fine playing it on cloud. I don't need to buy the new Xbox or the new PlayStation or something like that.
Yeah, but as far as the Call of Duty goes, I don't know if that's something dealing with the consoles itself. I think that's more Activision wanting to control their sales and how they have their, because Call of Duty games are huge as crap. So whenever you download a Call of Duty game, you're gonna be spending a ton of memory on your console, to where you're gonna have to end up, buying an extra hard drive or whatever the case may be, or internal or external hard drive. So as far as that particular situation goes, I think that's more Activision just wanting to control how they
does have a say on what games go onto the cloud platform as well. And like you said, if they've got people buying the new console and then also having to buy additional hard drive space so that they can fit all the games on, that just means more money in Microsoft's pocket. So why would they give you the option to bypass all of that and just play it on the cloud if it was completely viable to do so?
I think Avery you had a really good point, Avery, when you said, the model of 2019 usually do. Well, you always do. The model of 2019 came along before the backlash from traditional gamers like your Ping Pong and all these other fellas that were, whinging about, don't play Stadia. You play it on console. That's a real gamers, or play it on PC. That's what real gamers do. And the backlash was so strong, it wasn't worth the fight. They've got their eye on a much bigger prize down the road. I'm trying to, and it was the worst thing they did. GDC was to say we're 8,000 times faster than an Xbox or 400 teraflops bigger than but that was aimed at devs to get them on board. And sadly, it was a publicly accessible stream. But it started that whole mindset of getting the hairs up on the back of the necks of traditional gamers. And I think they've been winding it back ever since, quietly, to the point now where it's virtually 100% casual gaming.
When you look at, I pulled up YouTube stats because I thought I saw some Twitch stats. Looking at YouTube stats in 2020, there were more than 100 billion hours of gaming content watched on YouTube. And anybody want to take a guess at what the top 2 games were? Minecraft is number 1.
Fortnite.
Roblox is number 2. Fortnite was number 5.
Okay.
Between the two of them, almost 300 billion views between Minecraft and Roblox, which do have a social element to them and do have a multiplayer, but they're not. You wouldn't really consider them competitive, but you would certainly look at those two and think, okay, that's the audience. Then the person that wants to just tune in and stream for a while, and we don't have any of the top 5 games.
No, but you see, this is the point. What game did we get day and date, specifically designed initially to work on Stadia, that is a virtual clone of Roblox? Kratos.
Oh, Kratos. Yeah.
They knew this. They know this.
Well,
they knew
that. Well, between that and then the fact of the audience that they're capturing, kids, my kids especially, like I can just attest for my kids, they look at Minecraft and they're looking for everything. Like they're looking at the latest updates that's coming. They're looking at what they can do with Minecraft. It's not even about the story. It's about what they can do with it, like what they can build, what they can make. It's ridiculous on how crazy that game is. As much as I don't like it, like I'm just like baffled by the creative aspect of it. I'm just like, wow, this is
weird, but
it's in depth. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And the fact that regardless of who's playing it, that 200 billion people watched a stream of it in 2020. That's more than 2 billion people a month watching. No, my numbers are way off on that. That's like 10 billion. I still can't do math.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. 14 billion views a month. A buttload. A flange of views.
But at the same time, I guess it doesn't help the fact that we were stuck in a pandemic all of 2020. So, I mean, that too. So,
good show.
But yeah, I mean, regardless, it's still a lot of people focused on those 2 games to make them number 1 and number 2.
I just Urban Dictionaried by that, by the way. I hate all of you. And that is another thing that y'all should have been making me say this whole time.
What are you, Urban Dictionary?
I apologize. I'm not going to say it again because it's inappropriate.
What, buttload?
No.
Okay.
It's just northern slang for boatload.
Anyways, The word of the day is a terrible word. Nobody urban dictionary.
Nothing wrong with
Now
flange.
y'all are gonna make me don't
Nothing
do
wrong with
that.
flange. Darn good
In
word.
any case, to me, obviously the library is has to grow, but we know that it's going to grow. I think one of the challenges that Stadia has right now is the differentiators. It has to set itself apart from the other platforms somehow, or it has to do something to attract people. And I don't know how much games can do that. It had, with the exception being Cyberpunk, the fact that Stadia was the best place to play Cyberpunk put a game as the reason you would come to Stadia. But I don't think we could honestly say that any of the Stadia exclusive games we've had so far brought 100,000 people or brought 1 million people to the platform. They just didn't. Outcasters is amazing. It's a super fun game. I love it to death. I played it many hours on stream. I'd be amazed if 100,000 unique individuals have played that game. I just would. Submerged hidden depths. Who the fruit cares? It's just so unless Stadia is going to put down no vet, I certainly will not, despite me saying thank you for the $10 super chat.
He started it talking about his flanges.
We have a YouTube or we have an audio engineer, Matt. Matt, clip all this out, Matt. Clip all it out. Short of them saying, shut up, all of you. Short of them saying, we paid $50 million for the exclusive rights to the next game in the Assassin's Creed series. Like, that's the only kind of announcement. FIFA 22 is going to release on Stadia 6 months before everywhere else. I don't think games are going to do it. I don't think games are going to be the reason people come across. I think they need a reason to try Stadia, and then they will look at the library and say, oh, and it does have this game that I like. Oh, and it has this other game that I like. And that reason might be convenience. That reason might be, it might be features and functionality. But I don't know. It might be that they come out with a really cool blue controller or something.
I think there's two things this year, Avery, that will be that. And interestingly enough, they'll have nothing to do with the platform. One is that from about October, Stadia is going to be built into all brand new LG TVs. All right. So one of the largest manufacturers of sets in the world, one of the best TV sets in the world, and literally out of the box, hard baked into the LG is going to be Stadia. Potentially, we don't know yet, but they could even go down a marketing route and give you a controller and a game. Imagine getting one of the big games, Madden or FIFA or something, coming with the TV as part of a promo.
Do that Black Friday. Do that Black
yeah,
Friday.
Yeah, all of
Battlefield 6.
You imagine you essentially, the dad goes, I'd really love that 60-inch LG. And guess what? Sells it to the family. It comes with a console built in and a free copy of X. I mean, it's a simple sell.
Sorry, but what the flange is happening in our chat right now?
People know.
For spending $40 on making me say this inappropriate. Thank God it's not.
It's not
inappropriate. Word in
inappropriate.
America.
Flanges.
It's not couth.
No.
It is certainly uncouth. If you go by number one definition on
Kai, did he or did he not start his little thing at the very beginning of the show talking about flanges in his new room? I didn't throw it out there. I'm just telling you, it should be word of the day.
Yeah.
Was that Dan who said that or me? Because
it was you that said it. We'll
Buddy pillow.
I don't think
I know what
said
the wrong definition
did.
is. I wouldn't say it.
Somebody rewind the tape because
You
I
did.
literally.
You talked about all
I
the
don't
stuff you
know-
would do with your fantastic new room, and you had this thing that you were building that was on a flange. He did, didn't he?
It was
And
on the
I'm thinking,
Bunny
I
pillow.
love that word.
I have not used that.
Who doesn't
word
like
in
a
its
fruit
real
pie?
definition. I have not used that word in its real definition. I don't know that I ever have in my life. I don't know
Nothing
that
wrong
I've
with
had
flanges.
cause to say, well, if you hammer the flange down over there, it'll close the
I
gap.
think you
on
meant
the window.
hinge, didn't you?
Like, no. I hate you people. Why
Look
am
at the
I
money
on a podcast?
rolling in.
Hey,
There's
you got
nothing
$50
wrong with a good word of the week.
out of it.
Why did I
Word of the
invite
week.
Rock on this channel?
Maybe we need a
Why did
round
I do
table
this to
unfiltered.
There you go. Round Table Unfiltered. See what
No, we
you
wouldn't
did,
steal
Kai.
that,
You came on to my show, and the filter
Don't blame
was
Kai.
removed.
It's that rock
I-
guy. No matter
I
where he
blame all
goes,
of
he's controversial.
I blame
You
all
could
of you.
thank me later.
If you want to get involved in the hot topic tonight, tweet appropriate words at us at Gaming Source Net or at Stadia Source or at GFN Source. You horrible, horrible people. Why is this the moment that we have our highest view count? What is happening?
Yeah, and he had a play pillow as well, didn't he? I mean, it's all coming from your mouth, my
Oh, is
friend.
that where I said it? Is that no, Kevin? You're done. You're done. That's where I said it.
It's one of the best episodes ever, I reckon.
Kai, thank you for being on the show tonight. If people want to find you online, where can they go?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, BlacKai11 there, and then I also have a Instagram page. It's not Kai, it's not BlacKai. It's actually beer_menace on Instagram, and that's just all it is, just a bunch of beer pics and everything of what I drink and stuff like that.
Well, that's fascinating. Cool beans. Well, we appreciate you being here despite having to suffer through the shenanigans here. Coming up on the podcast next week, we have Adam and Zach, your original penguin and your Kitsune Fox, I think is how I referred to Zach last week. And sure, the hot topic, Vet. For goodness sake, go buy a Stadia game. I appreciate it. Thank God I didn't offer any kind of challenge for me to play a game this week, because Vet would be like, sure, $400 for Resident Evil, boom.
I can't wait for the next word of the week.
And that will be hosted by your good friend Dan, because I will not be here next week because we close on our house 1 week from today. We close on our house.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
So I will be doing that. So y'all can't have me next Thursday. The following week, we've got Brian Chappelle of the Nerd Report. Or actually, I might have just said that. I'm trying to get him. I actually might have just. He's not confirmed. He's not confirmed. Let me just. We'll verse that. Matt, cut that out. Matt, cut that out. And then the week after, we might have one of the hosts of Stadia Cast back on the program. One of our favorite friends and podcasts.
Awesome.
And for. I don't understand what's happening in our chat right now. What is going? You people are messed up. This is my big water bottle.
It is huge, though. Look at it.
It has it has a flange right here that you can hold on to. Right here that you can hold on to. And it's got a strap and a flange. It's got a strap on it.
It's like a milk churn.
It's huge. Look at this. This is the side. It's the side of my head. The sides of my head. What?
Come here,
What did I
Daisy.
say?
Let me put some milk in me milk churn.
What did I say? So check out those amazing bookings. You can go see there. If you've been here with us live, why? Why did you stay? Why did you stay? But if you are like Stadia Vet, who has been a fantastic supporter of us, and Stadia Vet, not only he puts his money where his mouth is, because he's also one of our supporters in the Crystal tier, as is Consigno, Jack, Raven Anime, and Stadia streamer, a big Pika to Raven Anime, who always says that when they land in the chat. And amazing supporters at our Platinum tier, our Gold tier, our Silver tier, our Bronze tier, the folks that have bought us a coffee or a hot chocolate, as Scarlett, bringing it back to the family friendliness, as Scarlett likes to say. And Scarlett, don't watch this episode, whatever you do.
I don't think I'm ever going to be on this show again, folks.
It's unlikely. And if you want to join that list of folks, all you got to do is click the Join Us on YouTube button or the Buy Us a Coffee button down at the bottom of the page. That just leaves me to say goodnight to the round table. Dan, thank you for being on your show tonight.
Thank you for having me on my show tonight, and thank you for turning it south. It's been absolutely. And also, I just want to. I wanted to kind of say this, but I didn't get a chance. I mean, I'm going to pick this one here.
Oh, yeah.
But
absolutely.
That is actually my face in the avatar.
Yeah, I wanted to.
My bestest friend in the world, Mad. I don't know if he's watching. He's my bestest friend in the world, and I allow him to use my face as his avatar. So
love it.
I just wanted to kind of give you all that as a laugh.
And he's absolutely right. Rock does have a voice that would make millions on Audible. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Yes,
Rock
please.
could read out engineering manuals and would still, it would just sell. It would just sell. Rock, the man of 1,000 sultry voices. Thank you for being on the show tonight.
It's been an absolute pleasure to watch you change to the color of your background, my friend.
I hate you all. Brenton, welcome to the GSN team. Despite I won't tell everybody I won't tell. Everyone's going to be wondering what the heck I'm talking about now. Brenton, welcome to the team. So glad to have you producing original video content as part of the creative content team. And Kai, I'm sorry. You don't have to come back again if you don't want to.
No, do. I love playing with you.
No, we're moving on. We're moving on. If you're listening to, I can't even get through that script. Dan, if you're listening to the podcast, you can join us live most Thursday evenings, but I wouldn't recommend it right here on YouTube. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you can download our podcast on Spotify Pocket Casts and everywhere else you get podcasts. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at GamingSourceNet. Like us on Facebook. Don't go to Urban Dictionary tonight. And join our Discord at StadiaSource.com/Discord. And check out all new GSN GeForce Now Source and Stadia Source merch at StadiaSource.com/merch. Hosting generously provided by the man in the third box over there and his amazing company, Rock. If you're looking for a web developer, want to launch the next big app, or just find yourself in need of technical expertise, check out all the services provided by Rock at rokk.co.uk. If you haven't already, down below is a thumbs up button that lets us know you like the show. I'll be amazed. And right next to it is a subscribe button that many of you have probably clicked to turn off tonight that lets you know every time we post a video. You can also become a member of the Gaming Source Network channel, though I'm sure many of you canceled tonight, by clicking the join button down below with great perks at every level of your budget. I've been your host, Avery, for probably the last time. And on behalf of the Gaming Source Network, your number one source for all things gaming. Have a good one, everybody.
And breathe.
Flange.